best part is I managed to fix up everything. So, we return to this hot mess of a session. So I have settled on something eyebrow raising. So the party continues their shenanigans on the airship, and the next 5 days pass as the airship journey goes from the continent of Girathina over to the continent of Revany. Where the airship comes to a stop in Sherrick. And we are going to start off with Mira. You've been kind of slouched up against the window, half asleep, as Kay's dragged you out of bed early. And most of the group have had to get up a little bit earlier. But Kay has insistently dragged you over to one of the sides of the ship. Yeah, pretty much face against the window. Half asleep, not paying attention to what's going on, and you're shaken awake from a dream. Oh, 2 seconds. I have to go and grab a thing.
Oh wow.
I know.
I feel so honoured that things have to be grabbed for me.
Insert joke here.
No!
Moving swiftly onwards. Let me describe to you the dream, or like daydream you were having. I should have had it this look. Had it? Yeah, I can word.
Haddock.
So you end up having a dream about you end up having a dream about turning up at Cherrick on a boat. Not an airship, but on the waves. And as of that point, your dream kind of develops, or had developed, with you arriving at Jasper's hometown with Alice and Mado having the usual their usual banter back and forth on the ship, with Kay at one point rather harshly mocking you for falling out of hammocks repeatedly, and Jasper's there as well. As during that dream, Jasper starts talking to his brother, and it's a whole sequence of events basically. And it's a long dream to describe, but you end up getting shaken awake. Mira, for God's sake, wake up already!
No, I don't want to wake up!
Wake up already, I will throttle you by your collar and your sleeves, and anything that I can grab that will throttle you back and forth.
You know what? I'll risk it. Good night!
No. And she proceeds to very lightly bop you on the head with the wooden frame of her bow.
Ow, 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 ow.
Wake
Why? Okay, fine.
Look out the window. Engage your brain. And outside...
You know I can't do that.
What? Nah. And she kind of lets out an annoyed growl. And as you look out the window, you notice this small town that looks very similar to what Simon had described to you in the letter or two he had sent you. Outside the window is the town of Cherrick. And the airship the airship starts coming to land, and the rest of the party is kind of getting jostled about in the chaos. But after, you say maybe 5-10 minutes, the whole party has disembarked off of the airship. And not too far from the exit gate from the aerodome is a very familiar face to you, Mira. And I guess the rest to a lesser extent the rest of the party. Standing at the doorway of one of the exits of the aerodome is Mr. Simon Hyde himself.
Oh my gosh. We've disembarked, have we? Yes.
You are currently in the aerodome. Think like the equivalent of basically an airport.
I am rushing.
So, as the group are kind of you've disembarked, you're getting your stuff together. Fortunately enough, not got jet lag, because it's been a slower trip. Mira immediately sprints off towards the entrance of the aerodome, where this... I've got my brain cells for a second. I have to scroll. Why? Oh my god, I have to scroll through such a long list. Why do I insist on doing this to myself? Okay, there we go. So standing in the entranceway where Mira is currently sprinting off to is this blonde-haired 5'5" male wearing rather how to describe it? I guess rather typical, yeah, we'll call it that. Some rather typical, office uniform, if you will. So, relatively smart shirt, blazer, decent-looking trousers. Kind of a similar thing to what Jasper was wearing, but a bit more, neater, I guess.
Did you say neater or meter?
Neater, not meter.
Say,
Why would a normal person be wearing a meat? Yes,
I don't know,
clearly meatier. He's wearing beef jerky.
He's wearing meat.
He's
wearing
meat.
a jerky outfit.
The
Lady
meat suit.
Gaga!
Yeah, it's the male Lady Gaga. Fella Gaga.
Fella Gaga.
Anyway, yes, so...
Sorry.
Mira, you have basically, Mira's sprinted off, and the rest of you can see the direction Mira's sprinting off into.
Okay, bye Maria.
Alec has no clue who the hell this is, as this is his first time encountering this person. But, do the rest of you want to roll history for me to see if you recognize him?
Just a random stranger I've run up to. Never
Okay.
been in my life.
Jelda's gonna have no clue, Yuzok's gonna have no clue. Let me just separate out the We Have No Clue gang from the We Have Clue gang.
Has clue.
Okay,
Has clue.
so... I'll go from right to left. So... Sorry, it was really funny.
What?
Mr. Penaton finally using the dice I bought him ages ago. And he nearly lost it down the back of the dice.
Shocked him out of his.
Yes, because 9 times out of 10 you don't use them. Anyway.
Jump.
we'll start with you then, Mr. Fancy Dice Man. What are you roll? 27. 27. Okay. Alice.
Unnatural 20.
So what total?
Unnatural 20.
Oh, unnatural. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So 27, 20. Fuck, I didn't roll for Xanis. I'm sitting here leaning back with my cup of tea. Well, my tankard of tea in hand. Like, yes, relaxed. I haven't done either of my dice rolls. That's an 11 from Xanis, and I just rolled 4 on the dice twice in a row. What? Okay, and a 19 from K. Oh my god, mouse, please. This is not the time for you to be having a fit. Milo.
14.
Okay, so everybody apart from Xanis has like a vague recognition of who this is. And you recognize that this is Jasper's brother, who you met briefly in Honeymill, except from last time he was wearing a shirt with pineapples on it.
I still have the art.
God, am I gonna have to make new art?
I think about it every day.
Best spontaneous thought.
I have my
ever.
own folder of just Simon art.
Okay, let's.
Anyway, yeah,
We'll
so
discuss this later.
Alec, Xanis, Yuzok, and Jelda are kind of standing there, looking very like a collective of confused and uncertain and just a bit baffled as to who that is. But 4 of you recognize this man. And Mira's not said a word, by the way, for context. She's just gone straight to that entrance, well, I guess exit of the aerodome.
I'll just nod in his direction.
I think it's Jasper's brother.
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing him without the pineapple shirt. It's the only time I've seen him. The K speaks up and just looks at Milo, looks at Penton, looks at Alice, and just shrugs. I mean, I don't really know much about him outside of he's Jasper's brother? One of them?
Nah.
Seems Mary likes him.
Marriott really suspiciously likes him.
Aw.
Meanwhile, I'd say like 40, 50 feet across the building towards where the exit is, Mira has been full pelt sprinting it. What are you doing? Are you going to try and jump on him? Are you going to just stop in front of him? What is the plan here?
I have to remember my training. I will stop just before him.
Please say she runs into him. Just please.
Roll friction check.
Please say she
The
can't
floor is
slow
slightly
down.
slippery. We're applying ice physics.
No, because if I was applying ice physics, you'd end up sliding about 50% of your movement speed. That's how ice physics work.
We're
At
launching
least in
out
terms
the
of
front door.
momentum. You would literally be out of the front door.
Oh, Simon,
D&D
I'm so
ice
sorry.
physics upset me because reasons.
I cracked his spine.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, no, you stop in front of Simon, who, yeah, he looks down to you. Wait, no, he doesn't look down to you. He looks up to you, doesn't he?
I'm
'Cause
taller
you're
than him.
taller.
I'm taller
I'm
than
like
him.
2 inches taller than him.
2 inches, yeah, 2 inches.
Small boy.
He's my tiny boy.
He opens his arms for Mira. Well, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yes!
And Simon basically wraps his arms around Mira and gives her a pretty tight hug. I'd say around this point the rest of the party would have made their way across the aerodome towards where Mira currently is.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Oh, this is the first time he's seen my new hair.
Oh yeah.
Party slowly making their way downtown, actually like a little bit tired out from the airship. Like, we just got here and you're already running off. No. So the party ends up kind of making their way over. And after... I'd say, yeah. For context, for the rest, I guess for you as a party, Throck, Leon, and Lupus have not followed on with the rest of you. So they're kind of sticking separate from the rest of you for now, it seems. Basically,
Scheming.
Excellent.
Planning and scheming with schemes. And
You love to
plots.
see it.
so if I were to put this in a quote-unquote mechanical sense, your guest party members have left for the time being. Anyway, Simon, let's go with Mira like a double arm, kind of has his arm wrapped around her shoulder, and looks to the rest of the party. Well, pleasure to see you all again. I probably should have worn my pineapple shirt. You would have recognised me more then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I almost didn't recognise you.
Well, and he uses his free hand to tilt his glasses slightly. I must say, the pineapple shirt is quite nice, but it's not exactly doesn't exactly fit company policy.
Well,
Hi, we haven't met. I'm Alec, by the way.
Ah, nice to meet you.
Shake his hand, maybe.
Yeah, he takes your hand, shakes it. You're quite tall. I shall have to apologise if I don't make eye contact with you whilst I'm talking to you. Might put a little bit of strain on my neck.
Okay.
Like, do you want me to give you a height comparison so you can just... You know, I'm gonna give you a height
No, I know.
Do it.
I know. I know. I've done it before.
You've done it! How
If memory
tall is Alec
serves correctly,
again?
Alec is 6'8", isn't he?
Flecking out! Ooh, whole foot
Alec
and
is
a
poor
bit.
boy.
Yeah,
Simon
he's...
can't actually see Alec when he's looking at him because the sun's in his eyes. So he has to look
The
forward
sun
and
is
up
my
and
eyes.
down.
I need to start using Alec as like a parasol.
Like,
You
for context,
used
the
me as
party,
umbrella.
Simon
What do
is
you
the one on
mean?
the left for
You
that
used as an
comparison.
umbrella, and now you're my parasol. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna get so sunburned.
What colour would you turn?
Just like a redder purple. Just
Darker
a redder purple.
Purple.
darker purple.
Just a redder purple.
A purplier purple. Anyway,
Yeah, a redder one.
Poplia.
Magenta.
Magenta!
oh dear. But no. Simon then looks over to Alice. Pleasure to meet you, to see you again, Miss Powers. And I believe it was Mr. Dragon, wasn't it? As Simon looks to Milo and greets you both.
A pleasure to meet you again.
Hello.
Simon has a rather polite smile on his face. And say, these two look a little bit different from And Simon seems to take a moment to kind of process the visual change, like the appearance changes for Kay, who now has the addition of a lovely big old scar across her face, and Xanis, whose outfit has changed quite significantly, but doesn't make comment on it. Anyway, as I was made aware that you would be making your way down here, I asked Father if he would be so kind as to offer you all a place to stay for the evening in one of the guest rooms of the Hyde Estate. It would be our pleasure to house you for the evening.
It's very kind of him. Oh, I'm gonna have to meet him later, aren't I? Oh god.
Thank you very much for the offer. Although I will forewarn you to be careful, because you are the reason why Mira has been asking me constantly for dating advice. So that is your problem now.
Oh, well, isn't that sweet? And Simon kind of uses the same arm he's got wrapped around Mira's shoulder to pat her on the head. I'm sure that you'll be fine. Father's not exactly doesn't really care about how you look per se. He's more concerned about your personality, we'll call it.
Oh dear.
Well, people say I have a lot of personality.
Well,
That's
that's
for
the
sure.
important thing. He is blind though, so try not to make any humor about that.
I stare at Alec.
Me? Why are you looking at me? I would never marry her.
Anyway, shall I lead you through the town to the Hyde Estate, or this is assuming all of you are staying at are accepting the invitation to stay in the estate.
Getting a guided tour, are we?
Oh, if you will.
I'll look at Xanis. Are we going with them? I'll go and whisper to him. Are we going with them?
Xanis has a very conflicted frown on his face. And Simon notices this. It's perfectly fine if you only want to visit briefly. It's purely an offer in case you were to stay behind. Xanis just shrugs in response to this. Looks to the rest of the party. Well, I guess we can follow on and then decide later which ones of us are staying, which ones aren't.
Okay.
I mean, it's a great offer. I don't know why we wouldn't take it up and stay.
Well, like I said, Simon speaks up. We're more than happy to house any of you that would like to stay at the estate for the evening. If you would prefer to take up accommodation in one of the local inns, we can ensure that those inns actually have rooms for you for the evening. The benefits of being one of the main benefactors of this town, if you will. Anyway, please follow me. Mira dearest, if you would.
Coming!
And Simon leads the way with, I'm going to assume, yeah. So Simon and Mira towards the front, and the rest of the party, I'm presuming, are just kind of following along.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meandering about in a vague direction.
So after a short period of wandering, the party ends up at the Hyde Estate. It's quite a large building. It's rather how would I describe it? It's made from a lot of dark oak wood and lots of kind of more muted colours. So lots of dark browns, greys, and a lot of the colour to the outside of this building is from the various bits of plant life and flowers, and a lot of the flora seems to be the same as what's lit along the pathways that you were taking up here. Well, home sweet home, I guess. Say, have you had anything to eat or drink before you disembarked, or would you like me to get one of the chefs of the estate to get something going?
Have we?
I would just for
What time is it?
let's roll a little bit. You'd say it's about 9 a.m. So you probably would have had like a smaller breakfast, but you would have been able to eat massive amounts.
I don't know about anybody else, but I could certainly eat.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely think that we could have a little mid-morning snack before we go on our
Brunch,
adventures
brunch,
for the
brunch,
day.
brunch.
I'll be fine.
Of course. Well, I'll lead you to the guest room, and I shall have to whisk my dearest Miri away for a little bit, if you wouldn't mind. It's been a while since I've seen her. And Simon takes the lead and walks the group to the guest room of the estate. It's quite a large and lavish room with a lot of unlike the outside of the estate where a lot of the walls and aesthetic is very muted colours. The inside of the estate is quite extravagant. Lots of colourful fabrics and different textile related things. All of the rugs are exquisitely well made. This would be basically a carpet enthusiast's wet dream, because the whole place is very well decorated. And
Angela's just looking around, resisting the urge to swipe something.
Don't you dare.
so
Me too, Kenton.
Double don't you dare.
Simon shows you all into the room, and after a few moments ends up leaving, but invites Mira to join him. Will you be going with Simon?
Of course I will.
Okay. Alright. So Mira is not currently with the party. So in this room as of current are Penton, Alice, Kay, Milo, Alec, Xanis, Uzok, Jelda, and Fenrir. What is the party's current plan? What do you wish to do?
So, who wants to have a nose about?
Ooh, no, we shouldn't.
Not really.
We shouldn't.
Such a big place, so many things to look at and possibly steal.
Kenton.
You're not really being subtle.
I know, it's force of habit.
We're gonna get arrested.
No? No takers? Alright, just me.
No, I think we should actually behave for once.
Well, I'm not just gonna sit here while she goes and plays Twister, so I'm gonna at least do something.
Why don't you come with me and Xanis? We were gonna go around. Weren't we, Xanis?
Yeah, probably worth putting this back first though. And Xanis pulls out a book that is vague. That Alec, you have no idea. Alec, Jelda, and Uzok have absolutely no goddamn clue what this book is. But I don't even need to get into all the history check for this. Penton, Alice, Milo. The three of you, well, and Kay, but obviously Kay. You immediately recognize this book as the same book that Jasper was almost glued to constantly.
Can I pick it up?
It's in Xanis' hands. Xanis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Xanis looks to the rest of the group. I have been carrying this on me since Zodia. So I would like to get rid of this, and then I'm going to leave the building. I am not staying here for the evening.
Ooh. Kenton, let's us get out of here before one of us grabs something.
Xanis.
Might be a good idea.
Xanis looks about the room So, who's going to be staying here and who isn't, I guess, just so we know who's where.
I will not be.
Two.
Alec, are you staying or are you gonna sleep somewhere else?
Oh, I'm going. somewhere
Oh,
else.
okay. Well, I might as well go as well then. I guess that makes sense.
Well, I mean, at least some of us should stay. I just don't want to be the person that stays.
I mean, I'd be perfectly fine to stay. Jelda speaks up. Might as well. It's a nice place, and well, I'd prefer not to spend money at an inn if we're able to basically stay in a noble's manor for free.
That is very true, and it does feel more like home in a manner, gotta say.
And Jelda just kind of shrugs.
This feels like the exact opposite of home to me.
Yeah, exactly. It feels freaky. It feels like I'm gonna get, I don't know, I'm gonna wake up in a bathtub full of ice or something. I don't know.
I'm seeing how the other half lived, and I didn't really want to see, so.
So.
Well, it's rude to decline a noble's offer.
So if you've got this right, the people staying currently are Alice, Kay, and Jelda.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Mira. Well, I don't need to assume. It's obviously Mira. So, I'm gonna have Zanis do a little investigation check. Which page is it? It's this one. It's an 18. So, Zanis takes a little bit of time to basically take the poke about and ends up asking one of the butlers where the library is, as there is something that Zanis wishes to return, and then after a short period he comes back into the room. Right, well, before we all, I guess, scatter across the place, I've just asked someone, and I found where we can put the book. I don't know whether any of you want to come with me when I put this back.
Yeah, I think I should.
I'll come with.
Sure.
I'll just wait outside then.
Kay just shakes her head, and very, very clearly declining the offer. And Jelda, having absolutely no idea who this is, opts to stay in the room with Kay. Just to clarify, Alec, are you going with the group and waiting outside the library, or are you staying in this room?
I'll stay in the room, sure.
Okay. So let me just write down on notes who is staying in this location, who is not. Otherwise, my brain is gonna forget. So I write the word manor, and I write manor as in mannerism rather than manor as in the manor building. Alice, Kay, Jelda. Oh no. Wait. Yes, no. No, I'm just being brain dead. Okay. So the group would go. You end up wandering down the halls into this massive library. We're talking like the library fills up what I'm gonna say like a 2-story cube, basically, of just books upon books upon books. And in one of the shelves there is an empty slot that Zanis very quickly walks up to and just kind of slots the book in. Well, that's that, I guess. Xanis has a kind of conflicted scowl on his face. Well, I guess we go back to that room, and then whoever's eating has food. I don't plan on sticking about. I'm gonna go straight to find an inn.
That's understandable.
And without much more of a word, Xanis basically leaves. And exits the building. So, let's make sure that the group's right. You are there. You are here.
Can I have a snoop around the library?
You certainly may. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Well, looking for information about Ares or Ares people.
So, looking for information about him specifically, or something relating to him? Just so I've got a bit more of a specific idea of what.
Let's go for something relating to him, because I feel like it's very unlikely that we'll find anything like specific.
Okay, I will come back to that shortly. So you're going to take a poke about the library. Penton and Milo. You are in the library with Alice, who has kind of wandered off to go and take a poke about. What are you two doing?
Leaving.
I see if there's any books on illusion magic.
Okay. So... Right. Okay, so we're going to start off with the trio that have left the building. So, Milo, you end up rather quickly catching up to Xanis, who Uzox just kind of tagged along. So it's just the three of you. Okay. Sorry, I am fidgeting like nobody's business.
It's understandable. It's very warm.
Yeah. Warm and humid.
Yeah.
So, Xanis turns his head to look at you. I'm surprised that you weren't staying. Seems more like your cup of tea, I guess.
Marla makes a face. Before just passing it off. Okay then.
Xanis shrugs a little bit confused. No. I'm surprised that you're not one for, I guess, appreciating decor. Maybe that's just a presumption thing, right? Anyway.
I think it is. That's not my field.
Xanis just tilts his head a little bit and nods. Yeah, that's perfectly fair. I prefer more naturey things than this. And Xanis waves his hand to the I don't want to call it mildly excessive, but there's definitely a lot of like decor and different bits of like paintings, objects, and artworks and things like that, just kind of littered all over the place. Do you want to go and have a look at some of the plants or something?
Oh fuck yes.
Please. Oh my god. And Xanis kind of very very, very I don't want to say brutishly, but very, very firmly takes hold of Milo's like arm and kind of pulls him along with Xanis. Come on, we're going, because oh my god, I cannot stand being in here another minute.
Mm-hmm. So didn't I tell you on the the airship that I wanted to go and have a look around at the flora around Cherik?
I think so, yeah. So you can hear Yuzok kind of chuckling behind you as as he kind of follows on, because you can hear his hooves hitting the smooth stone floors behind you as he follows you out. Meanwhile, in the library, Penton.
Hello.
That P had some force behind it. Penton.
It is I.
You
Penton.
are... Penton. No. You go looking for books on illusory magic, however there isn't a massive amount there. It seems more aesthetic. Seems more an aesthetic thing than anything.
No, nothing? Okay. Also then, I'm gonna see if I can find any books on airships and the airship industry.
Yeah, okay. Well, whilst you go looking for another thing, Alice, you're searching for anything related to Ares, be it something to do with you end up going through the section of C, maybe looking for something cultist related. You end up looking through a lot of trying to search through for something related to the pantheons, different things relating to basically every single different possible book that you can find. And you end up finding one particular book that catches your interest. And it's a book on something known as the Great Purge.
Ooh.
Would you like to read it?
Yes.
So as you take out this book from the shelf, I'm going to vaguely describe as Penton. You can see Alice going to sit at a table and read this book. But as you're looking through, you end up finding something rather unusual. You see the documented history of a long war that would have been about what? I need to check my details. That would have happened about 450 years ago, roughly. Describing as the humans of the island of Karos attempted to purge the island of Canaria clean of all non-humanoid life. So things like your Wolvenites, the Rabbit Folk, the Holofoxes, the Bovians, any race that wasn't Elven, Dwarven, Halfling, humanoid. If it wasn't human, it was getting killed. And it describes this horrific back and forth war. And during this, it describes as the Rabbit Folk. The Rabbit Folk colonies on the island of Canaria sealed themselves underground to avoid the conflict. And there's one chapter that takes your interest, relating to desert holofoxes. Specifically, about how their society ended up deciding to side with the humans that were trying to kill them in the hopes that they will be treated more kindly than the other races, than the other species, and basically the other kinds of people that were being purged, in the hopes that the Desert Hollow Foxes might have been treated with a bit more care, and that it's basically incited an entire race war between the Desert Hollow Foxes and literally every other type of Hollow Fox. Which as you're reading through, it makes mention of ties back to the island of Valerial, where this is not the first time the Desert Hollow Foxes have committed such traitorous acts, as it more vaguely recounts situations where the Desert Hollow Foxes on the island of Valerial use the power of the Pariah Monolith to purge the entire island of any life. Twice.
Oh my gosh.
Over the last 4,050 years. Going all the way back to what's vaguely described as a collective of extremely powerful mages. And it gives you a lot of information on like the back and forth horror of that war. And as you're reading this, Penton, you do end up finding a book about airships, but it's more of a talking about historical airships rather than anything to do with the industry itself. But you do see Alice sitting at a table reading a book that is probably about twice the density of your arm. Like, if you were to stick your arms on top of each other, that's roughly about how thick this book is. You could knock someone out with it.
So, you were right. You can read.
I've always been able to read. I don't know where this misconception came from.
Honestly, I never actually thought that. I just thought it was funny to go along with it. So what you reading?
Well, I found this very interesting book all about the wars of the Hollow Foxes and how they're against the humans, and all the mages. It's pretty cool actually. It's on our history. About 400 years ago, if you remember the Great Purge.
I'm not 400 years old, so I don't remember Great Purge, no.
Well, someone might have told you about it.
Nope.
They didn't teach you anything growing up?
So, for context, Penton would have you would not know of this event happening, as it's not really something spoken about in Rabbit Hole, specifically. That's one of the few colonies.
No, the dumps and dives that I used to dwell in did not talk very much about our rich cultural history, surprisingly enough.
Well, you're missing out, because rabbit folk are in this book.
Are we now?
Yeah.
What does it say about us?
Well, it says that the humans tried to get rid of you, but the mages fought back, so that's why we're all here now,
The mages?
So...
The powerful mages, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in a little bit, basically. As you're taking a look through the book, I'm assuming, Penton, you're gonna sit down next to Alice and take a little cheeky read over her shoulder.
Yeah.
So the two of you end up flicking back and forth through the book, and kind of reading a lot of information. And it's quite interesting. It's a very heavily detailed book about the last, you'd say half a millennia? Millennia's 1,000 years, isn't it? My brain's having a moment.
We're quick readers, by the way, or are we slow readers? Are we fast or slow readers?
I'm imagining you're more skim reading it for particular bits and pieces. Because I imagine your curiosity is more towards what it says about rabbit folk in that book, whereas Alice's priorities for reading through this book are more trying to pick up on any detail she can about Ares, or anything relating to him. So, as you're flicking through, it's quite a detailed book, I'll say over the last 500 years of history or so. And there is one particular page that catches both of your interests. Specifically, for, I want to say, it details the events of the Great Purge being about 450 years ago. It makes reference to a particular Wolvenite tribe that led a charge against the main forces of this Great Purge that the human armies had basically led onto this island. And it briefly details this tribe being led by a female chieftainess, and the location that they had started their retaliation attack, if you will, was from somewhere they had noted down as Saints Hill. And it's quite an interesting read. There's a name that's referenced in this, specifically a last name, as the Moonclaw family.
Oh, Lupus's descendants.
Yeah, I think so.
Although Lupus is Crescent Fang, so I think about this. I feel like
He probably
Crescent
changed his name to not want to associate with.
is a moon.
But it's quite interesting seeing some of the details laid out. And bear in mind, this is, in context for like Lupus's descendants, if the person being described in this book is related to him, the Lupus would be about age 70 at this point. So this would predate him by about 310 years, roughly. So like 3 centuries before he came to exist. No, it's quite an interesting and elaborate story, but the information about the Desert Hollow Foxes specifically strikes an interest because it elaborates at certain points that a lot of the strongholds for said Desert Hollow Foxes ended up moving over to the island of Valerial. And I will write this down for you so you have the name written up.
Okay.
I suppose we're not being told to shush yet by the librarian.
There is not a librarian here,
Is what else we've done?
but you will be noticed if you try and steal something.
How do we take books out then? There's no librarian.
Well, it's a personal library for a noble family, so all of this information is probably for their pleasure, if you will.
Special Noble's library card.
Did you not have a library in your house, Penton?
No. No, I didn't, Alice.
So weird.
I didn't have a house, Alice.
That's even more weird.
Yeah.
Where did you live?
No, I never would have used it. Did you use your library very much?
Yeah, I used to have to go sit in the library and read all the time. Yeah, my mother, she always said that reading was like really important. So yeah, I actually did used to spend a lot of time in the library.
And was it important? Do you feel enriched with information?
No, not really. But I'm sure Mira would say or the opposite, you know?
I mean, I often forget that Mira has probably read multiple libraries.
But this book was pretty interesting actually. I think I've
What did you watch it for
forgotten.
anyway?
Oh, I just, you know, enlightening myself with some knowledge about this Aries guy and why they want the book and where the book is going, you know?
Oh, the bandaged guy. Yeah. So something about
Yeah,
Valerial. You reckon there's a possible chance that that's where they went?
I think that that is definitely a clue. I mean, I don't know that it's like necessarily where they go, but it's it's better than not knowing at all.
I mean, if that's the usual dwelling for desert holofoxes, it would be a fair assumption.
Well, I hope so because yeah,
Wait, how big is
really
Valerial?
need to fix my mistakes.
Sorry, what?
How big is Valerial?
Valerio's entire island.
Ah, okay.
As
So,
in, if. I
well,
will.
if we start searching tomorrow, we should find where they are in about, I don't know, 6 months.
Yeah, so that's why I'm gonna keep doing some reading and ask some wise people and figure out a more specific location. But at least at this point, we have a rough idea.
Yeah, we had a lead. We had something to follow, so it's improving.
I'm just trying to fix my mistakes, Penton. I didn't mean to, you know, mess up the whole just everything.
I mean, I know you didn't mean to, but it's gonna take a long time to fix that.
I know, and I'm prepared for that.
But I'm rooting for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Having to
Um,
reinvent yourself and become a whole new person and fix all your mistakes is something I am quite well accustomed to at this point.
it's not easy, but I mean, come on, I couldn't keep going the way that I was. That's just not fulfilling any kind of destiny.
That's one reason you couldn't, yes. Anyway, have we finished reading this book yet, by the way?
I'd say the time that's passed, you probably haven't finished reading the book, but you've definitely like picked out the bits of information that would be important clues.
So, Valerial War, Rabbit Folk, Desert Hollow Foxes. Yeah, it's all in there.
Yeah, I'll put the book back. I don't think we need it anymore. I think that yeah, look, we've made some progress on the case. Uh, Gosh, I really hope that I can find another book in here that helps me. And Alice will put the book back and keep looking, see if like there's anything else that's relatively similar.
Okay. Penton, are you going to assist Alice in this information exploring endeavor?
Sure, I will try and see if I can find something as well.
Okay. So the two of you spend time in here, basically trying to delve through the Hyde estate library to find as much as you can. I'd say at this point, Alec, you can see you've seen Xanis, Milo, and Yuzok have left the building, but it seems like they've left their like one of them. They've left their bags in that here, so it seems like they're going out. Oh my god, words. It seems like Xanis, Milo, and Yuzok are going out for a brief activity before they come back and basically collect the people that are going to be staying at the inn rather than the estate. But
Is
you were,
Kay there?
yes, you were in the room with Kay and Gelda.
Hey Kay, while we've got time, do you want to do more runic?
Can do, sure. She takes out her book and basically starts trying to help you decipher more runic. And I'm gonna just plop that down as an activity that you'll be doing for a little while. So outside, Xanis, Milo, and Yuzok.
Yeah.
Three of you have ended up heading out towards more towards the outskirts of the city, and you're kind of given a moment to appreciate that there's a short amount of like plains. You'd say maybe like what, about 300 feet worth of plains between the edge of the city and the start of marshland. Specifically, it appears as though a little more than 300 feet away, but where all of the lush flora is growing in like big densities, it's like a ring around this massive pool. Like the pool itself stretches further than you can see, like visually. But it appears that inside of this massive ring of flora is a deep pool of swamp water. It's almost like a lake, if you will.
I guess that's what you were talking about when you mentioned the swamp and the
Yeah.
Zolums.
Yeah, Zolom.
This is to Xanis.
Okay. So Xanis looks back to you. Yeah, they're, I believe Papa will describe them as problematic. Oh, look. And Xanis very carefully points his finger towards the surface of, like, the deeper swamp water, as the three of you are kind of approaching where the flora is, and being careful not to step in the swamp water. You can see this huge, like, serpentine shape moving through the water. It's close enough to the surface that it's kind of visible, but it's not high up enough for you to be able to clearly see what this huge, like, shadow in the water is. Well, I guess we try
Don't go near. Don't go near the swamp snake.
I remember quite. I think it might have been you I said it to. Yeah. Avoid the swamp snake. I'm gonna have to think of some funny names for swamp snakes now. Anyway, Yuzok, what are you doing? And then Yuzok taps his hoof on the water very briefly, and Zok, the shadow of what I'm gonna say you kind of presumed is a Zolom. For the brief microsecond that Yuzok's hoof is touching the water, it redirects towards you briefly, and then just turns away. And kind of like, almost like a game of Snake, but curves away. Yeah, that's Zolom. Yuzok definitely knows that's
Okay.
Zolom.
Okay.
Watch, Yuzok shows something funny. And
Wait, what?
Yuzok picks up this, like, what I'm describe as a large rock with the same size as Milo's head in one of his hands, and catapults it through the air. It makes a big splash on the other side of the lake, and the shape, like the outline of this Zolom, basically starts beelining it towards the other side of the swamp lake, where the ripples are coming from. Right. Well, should we have a look at the plants? plants before that thing comes back this way.
Yeah.
Um,
Do.
so Xanis moves over, starts checking out some of the plants. Are you going to do the same?
Yeah.
Would you like to roll?
Yeah.
What role
Forest,
would you
though.
like to do? Would you like to do a nature check to study the plants, or like an investigation check to kind of see what plants are harvestable? Or option number 3, you can do a medicine check to see if any of these plants can be used for medicines or poisons.
Wouldn't the medical know-how ability?
Technically, yes. I'm gonna say, for the sake of my brain, do the medicine check will be more
Okay.
for. The medicine check itself will be more for picking out which ones of these are actually usable currently, because I believe this will be the first time Milo's actually had to harvest these particular plants. Because I think Milo's not been to Revenue before? I don't think he's been on
Nope.
Revenue before. No, so this
That's
is
a
the first time.
44.
Okay, never
Sorry.
mind. Damn. Let me go into the alchemical items page, because there is a thing for this. So, where is it? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. So, as you're rooting through, you're trying to find the right kind of plants for this, and you so much. Oh, you are so lucky as to come across 3
Oh no.
very unique and interesting plants. One of which appears to be a large mass of whisperweed.
Weed.
Second,
It does. Was it something we had to collect for the thing that we had to give Jasper, Cole, and Abraham?
it would not.
Oh, it was something else. It was
You can recall-
something else.
If you can recall, a while ago there was a certain bardic friend that had a thing made from this. That
We
is
had a
much-
bardic friend.
The second.
This is in the same campaign.
I know. I'm referring to as the party because your previous characters. No, don't worry. Anyway, the second plant you find are some like relatively simple medicinal herbs that you might be able to make potions with, and the third appears to be a type of like the plant itself. You think you might be able to make a type of poison out of it. As yeah, you know this from medical know-how. The particular herb itself seems to be one of 2 ingredients that is used to make drow poison.
Drow poison.
Mm-hmm. It is a poison that is commonly used by the drow. Although the plant itself is a little bit wilted, and it's kind of buried under a lot of other like large flowery foliage. Like the places where this plant is wilted is more. Yeah, the areas that this plant is actually wilted is where it's been exposed to direct sunlight.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a shame. I don't really.
Would you like to take the time to harvest them?
Yes.
Okay, so
Do I need to roll something for that?
yes, I'd like you to roll a nature check. Meanwhile, I'm gonna see. Okay, Xanis is keeping an eye out for the Zolan.
Yeah, that is good.
and
That is
Yuzok not
considered.
What is the roll?
That is a 16.
Okay. Roll. So you get 2 bunches of medical herbs. Two leaves of drow feather. And 4 sprigs of whisperweed. I will put this in the chat for you.
Okay.
There you go. For your personal notes. Ho, 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 ho. Anyway.
Ah, yes, my personal notes. What's that show we are?
Anyhow.
Hold on, let me go find them.
We are on session 44.
Session 44, ah, yes. When was the last time that I did one of these notes? Shift. Session 20. Okay.
Okay. Right. Well.
No wonder I remember fuck all.
Relatable. So yeah, that's what you managed to harvest in the 3. It's quite a successful trip. And I'm assuming after you've done your little harvesting and done some poking about for some interesting things, you're going to end up heading back to go and pick up Alec and Penton before you leave to go and find them.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 3 of you spend some time basically taking an interest in watching in big concern as Uzok is kind of annoying the house, trying to taunt this Zulum and having a bit too much fun doing it by just tossing some small pebbles across the other side of the lake to watch it wiggle its way about. Inside the manor, is this the same track, or did it just change? I hope this is the same track. No, it's the same track. It just reset in a weird way. Okay. The endeavour to search for more detailed information for... Oh my god. Yeah. So your search continues, and you manage to get a couple of interesting books, but there is one or two books that kind of give the same sort of information as that big old chunky book you found earlier, but nothing too overly detailed. So you don't really find too much more that's useful for you. Okay, so I would imagine at this point that that's passed, time has passed. Brain cells, yes, time has passed. So Alice and Penton, you end up heading back towards the room you're going to be staying, the guest room after a while. And after a little bit of returning, so maybe give it a couple of minutes, Xanis, Milo, and Uzok come back to basically collect Penton and Alec. Well, we're here to pick you up, I guess. Shall we go and find a place to sleep that is not in this place?
Yeah, I think if I read another book, my eyes are gonna go square.
Wait, eyes can go square?
Never
No, I
mind.
don't think
Yeah, okay.
they circles forever.
So they're... Okay, it's just a metaphor then. Anyway, come on, let's get moving.
Okay, see you later, Kay. Bye, Jelda.
And the two of them kind of just give you a brief wave. So Penton, Xanis, Alec, Milo, and Uzok have left the building to go and find place to rest for the evening. Meanwhile, as all this time has been passing, Mira has been spending time with Simon, as he's been showing her about the manor and kind of just introducing her to some of the textile works and paintings that have been put about the place. And up here you'll see one of the what was it? It's a painting that Father had done a while ago of I think it was supposed to be a treant of some sort.
Oh wow, it's really beautiful.
Well, it took the painter about I think they said about 3 weeks of following the same treant to get it painted out right.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's happy with the work, then that's what matters.
Well, the funny thing is, Father's blind, so he can't see if the painting is good or not, but I had to give him a little bit of help establishing the quality of it. Anyway, your hair. You've cut your hair short. Any particular reasoning for that?
Do you want the long story or the short story?
Well, my dearest Mira, we have plenty of time.
Okay.
Tell me all the details.
Wow. You know my dad?
Unfortunately, yes.
Some things happen related to him,
Is he dead?
he is, yes, and I no longer want anything to do with him. And you know how my hair kind of went white near the bottom, and I was just done associating with him. So I took is it a gun halberd? Is that what it was?
Yes, that is what it
I
was.
took a gun halberd and cut my hair off while sitting by the docks.
He looks mildly horrified as he tries to picture you attempting to cut your hair with a polearm that is like almost like not too far off of double your height. Oh well, that is certainly quite the story. Say, I'm guessing you still have your mother about?
Well, about her, yeah, she's gone as well. She's not dead, but she kind of packed up her bags and said ciao.
Well, how are you handling that then?
I mean, it hurt at first, but I feel like I'm kind of used to both my parents letting me down, so it's not really much of a surprise anymore.
As you're saying this, Simon had his hand on his right hand on his face, holding the right side of his jaw, and he is kind of anxious, chewing on his pinky in mild concern. Mild concern's the way of putting it. He's just sitting there, kind of chewing on his finger, trying to process all the information. Okay, that is a lot.
But it's fine because now I've been legally adopted. Cause you know Cassandra Marlborough and Lilac Lavender, right?
A brief moment of mild fear crosses his face. Oh, yes, right, Miss Marlborough. Yes, I am very familiar with her.
Yeah, they're now my legal parents.
Okay, that is a lot.
You sound terrified. What did she do to you?
Oh, nothing in particular.
What did she do to you?
Oh, nothing. Just woman with a gun who I've been told is a little bit unhinged in some regards.
Yeah, she's very protective of Kay. If anything happened to her, yeah, that person's head would be gone.
Yes, well.
That's okay. You wouldn't do anything, and if she does come for you, I'll protect you.
I mean, I'd certainly like to think that I have not done anything and would not do anything that would initiate that sort of behavior.
No, I think if anyone, you have to be more fearful of Godfather.
His left eyebrow raises slightly. Who?
Oh, my Godfather, Lupus Crescent Fang.
His mouth is kind of just open. And then he gives you a slow blink.
Did you not know?
No, I did not. This was not something you told me.
Oh. Well, I'm telling you now.
You certainly are. Goodness, that is, information I was not ready for. Well, I will certainly try not to, disappoint.
I'm sure you won't. He seems fond of you anyway.
Simon raises his eyebrow again. Oh, okay then. The more you know. I
By
guess.
the way, he is here on Sherrick. I don't know where he's wandered off to. But he might interrogate you, so just be mentally prepared for that.
Simon pulls a handkerchief out from the inside of his blazer and wipes his forehead. Oh my. Okay, that's, yes. Anyhow, my dearest Mary, perhaps you would like to, what's the phrasing? Would you like to retire with me to my bed chambers? And perhaps share a glass of wine?
Oh yeah, that would be lovely. Did you bring the board games?
I have chess, I have word jumble.
Oh my god. Do you know how many points my name scores in
I would
word
imagine
jumble?
quite a few.
Not that many, because it's mostly vowels.
He takes a moment to kind of go in his head, kind of count almost like count the letters.
I'm googling it.
I see. Well, perhaps you'd like to play some board games, share a glass of wine, and I'll have my personal chef sort us out a meal for the evening.
Yeah, that's really good. I think it'd be very nice. Oh my god, they're all 1 point apart from M, which is 3.
So yeah, a low scoring name.
It's low scoring, but it's long.
Anyway, so the two of you end up
14.
starting to play what is basically Scrabble, but like slightly more unusual. Oh my god, I said that. There we go. Sorry, I just had to burp. Muffled burp moment. Okay,
No, let it out. Let everyone
I've
hear.
already released it.
Ah.
And as you're playing this board game together, he looks up. So tell me, how are things going between you and your cousin? You two seem a lot less attached than the last time I saw you.
I mean, it's been a bit difficult. Without going into too many details, because I've been told I need to stop doing that, we've had a little bit of a falling out.
Oh, I do hope that's something that you can resolve.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like people have been treating me better since I've distanced from her.
Maybe that's not because of her, though. Perhaps that's because you've started thinking about her. You seem a bit more self-aware this time around.
I've had a lot of training from people like Penton about how to actually use this brain that I have. So, I don't know. But it's difficult because what she did didn't just hurt me, it hurt a lot of people as well.
Simon scratches his chin and kind of puts his elbow on the table and puts his chin on his palm. Well, it sounds like quite the situation, but I'm sure she had reasoning for it. Who knows? Maybe it was just a genuine error. Anyway, shall we focus on this one? On this particular game?
Okay.
Let's see. What letters do I have? Ah, here we go. And he takes a tile and puts it down. Cheese. I believe that's a pretty decent scoring one.
Oh yeah, that is pretty good. Oh gosh, okay, let's see. What have I got? What have I got? I'm gonna try and build off your word. Leash. There we go.
His eyebrows raise a little bit, and then shakes his head a little. Yes. Oh god, now I've got to find one. Here we go. And he takes two tiles, puts them next to each other. The word hot.
Oh, that's a pretty low scoring word, and I'm eyeing the 3 times. Okay, let's think. Oh, I'm really bad at this game, I won't lie. You think the fact that I've read the dictionary like 5 times would be better at this? Okay. Let's go with tile! Because it's a triple tile!
He looks a little bit surprised. Well. He's kind of having to back and forth debate what his next word is. Here we go. He puts a few tiles down. Legs.
Legs. What's on the menu? Okay. Okay. Legs. Okay. I got it, and I put down got. I literally got it.
Well, that works. Ooh, here's a good one. And he puts down a bunch of tiles. Torrent. Like water.
Oh, that's a good one.
I believe that's on a double points tile as well.
Oh my god, you're much better at word jumble than you are at Twister. Okay, let me think. Teapot! So go with your torrent. Please don't put a torrent in the teapot though, it might break it.
Simon looks across the table, and kind of his glasses tilt down his nose slightly as he makes eye contact with you. You know, in this lighting, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Orange is very nice.
Speaking of orange, puts tiles down. Orange from pot.
Oh my god. What can I build off this? Rampant.
Sorry. I'm giggling at the idea that Mira just comes out with rampant.
Rampant!
So the two of you continue to play word jumble, budget Scrabble for a while.
Can't
And-
afford normal Scrabble.
Just because I can't be asked to make up fantasy board games yet. I'm gonna get there eventually, trust me.
Gone.
And you end up playing for quite a while. During this time, Kay, Gelda, and Alice have been basically greeted by one of the butlers, and their accommodation for the evening has been sorted out. And during this, you and Simon play several games of word jumble together. And whilst you are doing this, I am going to jump over to the group of 5 who are currently outside of the Hyde estate. That being Alec, Milo, Penton, Yuzok, and Xanis, the five of you have found an inn for the night. And because all five of you are male, the owner of the inn has basically given the five of you a room together.
So no booty calls then. Got it.
What?
Why? I mean, no, but also, why
It's
though?
a new place, explore new experiences. Don't worry.
Oh.
And Xanis is looking at you with like eyes half squinted, looking perplexed.
Anyway, room.
And Yuzok puts his hand on Xanis' shoulder. He said booty. Booty's a funny word. Yuzok think booty is funny. And he has a big clueless grin on his face. He's not... I'm gonna say, he doesn't know what the actual meaning of booty call is. He just thinks it's two words that have been slapped together.
No one's gonna tell it.
Your view... You do actually have a view with this room. As there is a nice large window that faces out onto the, actually onto that big old lake that, the three of you were looking at, or basically down by earlier.
So we do have a view of the lake.
Yeah, of the big old swamp lake that, Milo, Yuzok, and Xanis were kind of just vibing by earlier. And...
Interesting.
How many beds is there?
there is one each.
Oh, good, good.
There are single beds. But the
Well, I
thought-
will-
Oops,
There's
sorry.
one.
But the thought occurs that since you've landed, you have not seen head or tail of Throck, Leon, or Lupus.
Let me. Hello.
Hi.
Anyone who else are bothered by that, actually.
Okay, understandable. You do, however, see out the window something quite beautiful. As the sun is kind of slowly starting to set. It's quite an early sunset for today. But the golden rays that are being thrown out by the sunset are reflecting off of the big old lake, and highlighting all of the beautiful flora as well. So you are getting a sunny lake view. Oh, hey Penton.
What?
You're not gonna do your weird booty call thing, but look at that view. Milo, look at the view. Ah. And Xanis kind of waddles over to Alec and very gently starts pushing him towards the window. And you can look too.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's nice. It's times like this I wish I had actually gone into painting rather than doing what I did. Be nice to capture things like this.
I mean, I could sketch it.
You could always start painting. I mean, we've got some time. You can have a hobby.
Also, what Alex said. I think. Hang on. And Xanis starts rifling around in his bag. I think. Oh, here it is. And Xanis takes out a small canvas and some a small like collection of like different colored like chalks, pencils, and stuff like that. You give it a go. I don't know whether you'll be the best at it, but could be something to try.
Out of character, I just suddenly thought I can't remember if Penton has already done painting?
Probably not. I don't know.
Oh well, let's just retcon it and assume I haven't. Yeah, I guess I'll give it a go.
We cannot. Wait.
You're right there, hairball.
No. Am I seeing a flying snake?
What the
What?
fuck?
A what? And Xanis kind of pushes his nose up against the window, and much to your surprise, yeah, there is a Zolom mid-air, about 40 foot off of the lake's surface.
A what?
A Zolom. Basically, think giant swamp serpent. Like I think I've actually put a picture of it in. Hold on. Let me find it. Let me try not to growl because it's gonna resonate through the mic. No, where is it? I made it.
Imagine a snake. Now imagine it floating. There you go.
My goodness, a floating snake!
Okay, so I'm trying to search through to find it, and I just pin the thing back so you can see the thing that I just happened to find.
You.
That is the first
Something
thing I saw
remotely
as I was
like
searching.
related. Great.
I think it's called a wind dancer. Don't quote me on
That
that.
is not a fucking snake.
Wow.
Waving inflatable tube man.
You're flailing on the flavour too, man, yeah. So,
Oh, that looks like okay.
that's what the
God.
Zolom looks like. It's basically this like dark green serpent with like big frills at the top of its head. That is currently about
How
40
far away is it?
It's
Oh, sorry, you're
a very long distance away. Like,
okay.
it took about
Longer than like dispel, because I was thinking I might
Yes.
go for about an hour.
It's
dispel.
longer than that range. Don't worry. It's it took the trio that went down to that swamp lake earlier about 5-10 minutes to get down there roughly. It's on a slow pace though. But no, this snake has just randomly is randomly airborne currently. They can't do that. Why is it in there? The fuck?
I'm gonna look at the ground, see if I can spot any.
Maybe I just believes in itself. Really, really.
Yeah, I'll look for some silly little mage.
Silly little mage.
Some goofy little mage. It's having a fun time.
I just want to say,
With the
like,
perception.
before, yeah, if you two want to roll perception, as Penton speaks up and mentions that, Yuzok puts his hand on Penton's back. Yuzok believes if you try hard enough, you can fly too. In fact, Yuzok can help. Yuzok can fly.
Oh, wait. I'm
So,
going to
what
I
is
can
your perception
spell
checks?
fly.
Oh wow.
We'll start with Alec.
Oh, 16 plus 10, 26.
26. And Milo?
And then
I got
fly.
18.
18.
I do a fly.
Okay, so as you're both kind of like trying your best to like see if there's anybody by the lake's surface, you see the because of the sun, it's kind of hard to make out the defining
Silly
features of this
silhouette.
person. But you see a silhouette of a person who is basically waving their hands around like they are conducting an orchestra, and every single time this person's hands move in a direction, the Zolom moves through the air with it.
It's like a giant
Well,
kite.
Well, I found the guy. Why? Should we
Nice.
stop
Do you want a snake
whatever's
kite?
going on there?
No.
Penton, can you
Like-
please repeat what you just said?
It's nice. Do you want
No.
a snake kite? It's a big old snake that's being puppeted along like a kite.
Xanis just looks at you with an expression of what? Hello? Brain, can you engage it, please?
Big old snake kite like that guy's got.
Yeah, that's cool, but should we stop them? Because, like, why would they be...
Well, as long as they don't throw it over here.
What if they do throw it over here?
And
They definitely will if you draw attention to
But
it.
it sucks for us!
as you two start debating, as you start debating
Oh,
the idea
fuck.
of getting slung shot towards you, you notice the silhouette's head turn,
Duck! Everybody duck!
I duck. Duck.
and one of the
Everyone's
hands.
going to duck.
Okay, Xanis is staying still. Milo, are you
You
also
motherfucker.
ducking, or are you observing this?
No, I'm observing.
The silhouette still has one hand up and is kind of orchestrating and moving the Zolom around. The other hand is waving at the window.
Do you think
Wait,
he saw us?
what?
Are they gone? Are
can't
they
see.
looking at us? I don't.
Can I try and take a closer look, just to... If I squint?
Yeah, you can try again. Do you want to make another roll?
This is your weapons.
That's 31.
Yep, you can definitely make out who that is.
Oh,
As
fuck.
as you know, as the you notice now the silhouette's head is turned towards it's kind of towards the window. There are a pair of ears sticking up, and a very familiar looking hairstyle. The Guildmaster is the one orchestrating the Zolom through the air.
Oh my fucking god, it's your
Motherfucker.
fucking dad!
What the fuck? No. Why?
I pop my head up. Oh my god. Ugh.
Xanis just kind of goes really red in the face, and he's just sitting there. He's sitting there, just looking kind of embarrassed.
Is he within message distance, or would I have to send it?
How much range does your message spell
Fuck.
have?
I'll have to look. Message. 300 feet.
No, you would not have range for that.
Okay, I'll cast sending on Lupus. I'll say, Sir, what are you doing with that
You
snake?
just distract him and then the fucking snake falls on him.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
What are you doing with that snake?
And you don't get a response to that, but the way that the Zolom is now being orchestrated is that it's kind of been curled into a U shape, and then it gets launched up. It gets launched skyward, and you
Oh
get
my god.
you get a response back as the Guildmaster stops using that whatever it is he's using to telekinetically move this thing, and you get a response in the form of, I believe it's message. I think that Luke doesn't range for that. Memory serves correctly. Oh wait, medium range.
So fucking rude of him to cast a separate spell when I've already
Separate
cast a
Smurf?
spell.
You-
A separate no.
Smurf.
I had
To
Smurf.
cast a separate spell when I've
Suddenly
already.
lots of blue people start appearing around.
Sorry, I'm having flashbacks to when I sent an army of awakened shrubbery at a party. Just an army of them. No, wait, that was earlier in the fucking campaign. Oh, it was brilliant. Sorry, I'm now imagining tiny shrubs charging someone down.
Focus.
So, you get a message back, and it feeds into all five of your minds, I guess, because multi-targets go boo. Boo? Yes. And it goes something. There's something along the lines of, hello, I didn't realise I had an audience. Well, you see, I got bored. So. How would one describe it? And then the message stops. And then a few seconds later, you get another message spell that respond.
Okay, take
so
time.
stupid.
And the message you get back is, well, you see, I saw this Zolom, and I thought to myself, why not orchestrate? Thereby, I am making a silly snake song.
Isn't that gonna come back down?
And it is
It's
starting
in
to come,
orbit.
it is starting to come back down again, yes. And then it goes down, and it hits the water, and it goes back up in the air again.
Poor snake.
It hits the water, massive splash.
Yep. Lucas is now wet.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You
It's
know
our
what?
guild master. That's our boss right there.
I'm gonna go to bed.
And as you
Really? It's only sunset.
as you
I'm
start to
gonna-
move away, you notice some. I'm sorry, I have to do this. You notice something
No,
a little bit
no.
unusual. You notice that the snake, like the Zolom, gets catapulted skyward, but like we're talking massively skyward, and a flurry of elemental spells get launched upwards, basically just frying this Zolom. And it drops down. It starts dropping down and down and down, and then gets catapulted, not horizontally. Sorry, horizontally? No.
Vertically.
Not vertically, there we go. Instead of
Oh,
being launched
cruelty.
vertically, it now gets launched horizontally,
Oh my god.
in the opposite direction. So rather than being launched towards you, it's getting launched basically into the sunset.
Oh, it's
That
beautiful.
snake is going, and it's go!
And as it disappears from you, the silhouette of the guildmaster turns and does like a bow before just wandering down the line of the lake and out of view.
I'm gonna give him a
Um.
round of applause.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, we'll clap for him.
Well, actually, what time is it?
You'd say
Sunset.
it's about 5-6 p.m. roughly.
What do the citizens of
Yeah.
Jarrett think about the snake just hovering in the sky for the last God knows how long?
I mean, it's not unusual to have like time mages or strong mages turn up here to.
It's not unusual to have sky snake ballet.
No, it's not unusual because a lot of
Not unusual to be loved by anyone.
there is a particular blue magic that I believe you can only learn from Zolom, or Zoloms. Let me go and take a little quick peek at what it was called again. I believe it's a spell called Beta. It's basically big flamey explosion that you only get from this one particular thing. So they get a lot of unusual things happening around here when blue mages turn up and go, hee hee, snake go girl. And Xanis is looking a little bit embarrassed, looks up to Milo and goes, like, because he's not actually looking out the window anymore. Milo, is he done?
He's done.
Okay, can I, And he gets back up and looks he's very red in the face.
Milo, what's sign language for encore?
Do you want
And
me to
Milo
just send-
blinks.
Do you want me to just give him a sending?
Xanis looks to Alec. Please don't. Please.
It's so funny.
I know, but it's embarrassing. That's my dad.
Okay.
You still think you should do it? And Yuzok is just looking at Alec with a big grin. To which
I'm so torn.
Which Xanis is just contesting and trying to get Yuzok to change his answer, and Yuzok is just sitting there looking very amused at Xanis. Wait, hang on a minute. Which direction? Hang on.
Dog. What?
It's not just the five of you that had this view. As As the window for Simon's bedchambers also faces out towards this lake. So Mira,
Oh
you
my
and Simon have
God.
just gotten this display as well. Oh, it's really funny.
Oh my. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. That was a thing.
That was definitely a thing. Do we pretend that it never happened?
Simon just slowly nods.
Okay, probably for the best.
So, a little bit of time passes.
What is the time?
Hmm?
What is the time?
It's about 6 p.m. now.
6
I suffocate myself with a pillow.
Relatable.
No, Milo!
Milo just flumps face first into a pillow. So, the 5 gentlemen of the inn are just kind of where they are.
I was going to say, who fancies a drink? I'm going to find a bar.
Ooh, me, let's go.
I
follow
mean,
Penton.
the inn that you're staying at is also a tavern. Also has a tavern attached next door, so you can go and do that if you wish.
Yeah. There are some drinks.
Time to make some seduction checks.
I was more suggesting.
Xanis looks to Milo. Do you want to go?
No. Is that going through? Hello?
Hi.
Yes, we can
sorry,
hear you.
I had a moment. Could you repeat what you said? Sorry.
No.
What did you say?
No!
I feel like I should be
I said
concerned.
no! I said no!
No.
Said
okay.
no.
Oh.
He said no.
Christ.
I'm sorry, my brain. Yeah, okay, so...
What did you say? No. What did you say? No.
Okay, so... Alec, Penton, and Xanis end up going to the tavern part next door, whilst Yuzok and Milo end up staying in the room and just chill. Okay. My brain needs a moment. No. What'd you say? No. Ah.
Kermie?
Kill me. Anyway, right. Okay, so inside the manor. Oh wait, hang on. The manor. So we're just gonna go to the tavern and wait until the situation is correct. So in the tavern are the 3 boyos. Penton, Xanis, and Alec. The 3 of you are at the tavern. You have taken a seat. What are you doing?
Alright, lads, first round's on me.
I won't say no to that.
Just gonna go up to the bar and see what they have to offer.
They have a pretty big variety of different food items, different alcoholic beverages. Depends on what sort of beverage you're looking for. If you're looking for something more fruity cocktails, something more hard liquor, your generic bottle of ale.
Something harder for myself and Alec, and something on the lower end for Xanis. Remembering the last time I gave Xanis alcohol and how fantastically well it went.
Valid.
So you're gonna get like a sharing platter of some kind of whatever food they are serving there.
Okay. So, are you just gonna kind of give a semi-vague description to the bartender?
Something strong for myself and the tall purple gentleman over there, and for the little fox boy, something a little lighter, but something with a good flavour, something sweet and fruity.
Okay. So,
such an easy joke to make.
I know, but it's funny because it's true.
Thank you. I do my best. Ah. Accidentally throws my dice.
I wish I could be thrown. Okay, so. Right. So, the barkeep turns to you and in a relatively gruff voice basically repeats back to you what you said. Just to make sure he's got it clear.
Oh yes, and a sharing platter of some kind. I don't really know. What do you have to offer?
He shrugs and just kind of.
Meat and cheese, I guess? But then also shrugs.
Well, I'll see what I can get for you, mate. But I don't think you're gonna get. Anything too underwhelming here.
That's fine, so long as it's edible, I'm A-okay.
And across the bar, you hear a voice shout out, "Oi, barkeep! Where's me fucking bottle of ale? God damn it, man! I've got a mission to go to. Can you give me my goddamn drink?" And the barkeep just kind of nods to you, goes down to serve this rather large gentleman across the bar, and you kind of get the idea that maybe time to go back to the table and just wait for a moment or two.
Yeah, I didn't pay.
You imagine it's probably something they'll just put on the tab, considering that it's covered under some of the package for your in room.
Ooh, all inclusive.
Ooh, I know. Xanis being clutch and picking a good in. It's almost like he planned this. He planned ahead.
So, Alec, we have, never spoken. Ever.
No, I think once.
Yeah,
One time.
I know nothing about you. So please, indulge me. Tell me about yourself.
My favorite color is red.
Red? Really? I would have thought it was, It just looks them up and down. Something else. What do you like to do? Do you have any hobbies? What kind of music do you like?
Yeah, I'm
like
learning
music?
runic. Me and Kay, she's teaching me runic. I can read runic now.
Ooh. I mean,
That
I
cool?
can't read runic, but I can do this.
No, but I can, so.
And Penton will summon. What shall I summon? Let's do the old magician thing and have it be a bouquet of flowers.
Cringe.
Bro, you don't want to play the who's got the bigger magic game with me. I will literally nuke this place.
I mean, I'd rather you didn't. We haven't even started eating yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I want
At
to
least
some,
have a
like,
couple of
nice
drinks, you know.
So, as you're having a conversation, that very loud gentleman at the bar can be heard talking across the room. But you have brought over to the table by the man, well, basically the barkeep, puts down 3 drinks, two dragonfire ales for you two gentlemen, and a little special cocktail for you, little buddy on the ass. Something known as
Ass. Oh, how?
Yes! Now, is he sunny side up, or does he have a donkey with him?
I'm sorry, what?
It's just served on a donkey.
Oh,
On the ass.
my brain went somewhere completely different.
Oh yeah, I said, is it sunny side up, or is it served on a donkey?
Oh, no.
Anyway.
And he describes what seems to be like a fermented berry cocktail. Not wine, but think like more like a fruitier kind of cider with like a vodka level strength. Whereas what the other two are drinking is a lot stronger in terms of like percentage wise. And then placed down in the middle of the table is this board of cheeses, crackers, different kinds of cured meats, small varieties of fruits. Basically, it's a big old like sharing board, pretty much.
Ah, perfect. Thank you very much. And Hinder's going to give him, we'll say 200 gil. I think it's
He
up
does
this.
not take it from you.
I insist.
He turns around and walks back towards his bar,
Fair enough.
leaving you with your gill in hand. Penton got rejected. Smooth. And then Xanis
Doesn't often happen. Anyway,
Xanis raises his eyebrows in very clear disagreement and begins to basically chug his drink. And I'm assuming you guys are going to have
Hinder's
your...
going to turn to Alec and say, right, so, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Down it! And Hinder's going to start downing his drink.
I'm just gonna watch him.
Just me
I'm
having
just
fun today,
Why
then.
don't you sip mine?
Okay, so Penton's probably going to have his go with it. So I'm assuming you guys are probably going to spend a little while just kind of chatting and chilling there.
Yes.
Meanwhile, in a definitely not at all awkward situation, we have Alice, Kay, and Gelda alone in a room.
Oh my god.
Ah,
And things have been a little bit quiet, but it seems like you're all just kind of relaxing.
Lupus, what, why did you set this up?
I did not.
Why?
This is purely
Ah.
stayed in the room.
Ah.
Play it as it lies, Alice.
Yeah, I think Gelda is the safest person to talk to here. So maybe I'll go up to Gelda and ask if they wanna go find a, I don't know. Is there a? I'm assuming there's probably a little garden space. We could go and like have a little sit down discussion.
As you approach Gelda, he looks to you, and he seems quite... Rather than there being like a kind of... how do I describe it? I don't want to call it a neutral thing. Kind of like a combination of kind of like a small degree of betrayal and like resentment comes up on his face at the surface, and then kind of goes to more of a tolerating state. Hello Alice. Wasn't expecting you to talk to either of us, but what brings you over?
Well, I really don't think that I can, keep going around just not talking to people and just, not being honest about the changes and everything that's happened. And I would like to invite you over maybe for a nice cup of tea out in the garden.
Gelda kind of thinks for a moment. Well, it would be quite nice to take a seat outside, and also maybe a good idea, because Gelda kind of leans in. She has been non-stop giving you death stares since you got in here. And he grimaces a little bit. Clearly he's definitely not fond of Alice because of what happened, but the tension between Alice and Kay And Kay's very clear hostility towards Alice is making some very uncomfortable tension in the room. So yes, a spot of tea and perhaps I could draw you. You ended up getting
You could-
killed, so I can put you through something that's mildly embarrassing. I would like to draw you.
I'm sure that's a very odd request, but I didn't know that you were an artist.
Well, it's not exactly like a lot of people end up talking to me most of the time outside of Milo, and maybe a few others when I'm there. But anyway, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Alright, Kay, I'm gonna be heading out of the room. So don't get too lonely now. And Kay, in response, flips both of you the bird before you end up leaving the room. That was awkward. She really does not like her. Does not like you right now, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I figured that one out. It's understandable, to be honest. I guess that will just come with time.
Well, hope so. Anyway, we get some tea, and there was this nice little meadow area. Well, not like a meadow, more of a well-trimmed garden outside. And the two of you end up heading out there and sitting by this small pond. So, what are you planning to do then? Well, you know.
Well, I think it's pretty fair to say that I'm making changes, pretty drastic changes to myself and my personality, so that I never make mistakes like that again. I mean, that was just. I mean, it's awful. I don't know how you're talking to me right now, to be honest. I literally got you killed.
Oh yes, I'm very much aware. But how do I describe it? Without undermining your ability to adapt. For the sake of, well, keeping the group somewhat functional, I've taken it upon myself to try and help guide you back into the group a bit. Because
And I really appreciate it. I definitely need all the help that I can get.
I had guessed. Anyway, your penance to make it up to me, I would like to draw you. But there is a very
Okay.
major but here.
What is it?
He takes a moment to kind of scratch his chin while he thinks. I want to draw you like in a similar fashion to to the similar way they end up drawing the angels from Edra. And he pulls out a book and opens it, and basically shows you an image of where they've sketched some of the Edran angels with about as much as leaves covering themselves up. And that,
Oh my gosh.
drawing you like that will be your penance, because I'm pretty sure that would be awkward for you, and it would be hilarious for me to indulge in your discomfort. As penance for getting my head shot off. Don't worry, I've already thought of a way where you're not standing about, like they are. I was thinking like kind of a side pose, sitting by the lake. And he describes a kind of scene, like a scene where you're sitting cross-legged by by the pond with your hair tied up in a certain way, and your cape kind of tied around your chest so it's not showing anything off. So it's kind of like a mystery woman from the forest sitting by a pond kind of energy.
Okay, I mean, I like the concept. Yeah, well, go on then. What have I got to lose now? I've died once. And Alice just like starts stripping.
So as Jelda basically gets Alice to basically kind of make sure she is dressed appropriately for the drawing. He begins to sketch Alice. You know, despite the fact that you've gotten a lot of people injured, despite that, you've certainly got the elements of noblewoman about you. You just need to channel it better.
Oh, well, I can't possibly think what you mean by that. I am literally lying here naked in front of you. There's nothing very noble about this.
Well, you're a woman from a fishing village, are you not? Perhaps.
I am.
He continues to sketch, and then turns the book to you. And whilst if it's like incredibly awkward with being sketched in this manner, perhaps. And he stands up, takes a few seconds, and goes to grab some netting and a bucket. Placing the bucket kind of behind you, and then throwing the netting over you in such a manner that it discreetly covers particular elements, whilst kind of giving like a fishnet stocking kind of energy to it. Yes, I can sketch this. I can work with that. And he spends a little while sketching you.
I'm glad that you think this is artistic, and I'm bloody naked in a fishing net.
Well, I believe this will make it worth it. And he takes the sketch and turns it, and Alice, you get to appreciate for a moment that the way that you've been kind of positioned and framed by Jelda, the sketch that you're looking at is of a strong beauty of a woman. See, this is how everybody else sees you. But you don't exactly act like the powers woman that you are. Perhaps what's the phrasing? Perhaps asking Kay to help you with your intellect might work.
Wow, is this really how people see me? Gosh, I really don't feel like this is how I'm coming across.
Well, yes. You see, appearance-wise, if you were to give a second thought, you would notice that this strong, beautiful woman you're looking at in this sketch, that's how other people see you. But this, and he flips a page to of this little stick figure doodle that's kind of the same. It's kind of like a half done sketch of the same image, but it doesn't quite look right. That's before the more oceanic elements were added in. This is the way that you're seen at the moment. Half completed, not quite where you want to be, sort of thing.
Looks like I just need to carry around a bucket and a fishing net. Will solve all my problems.
Maybe you're not quite getting it.
It was a joke. It was the sarcasm.
Gelda takes a moment, blinks. Ah, right, sorry. My mistake. But no, it seems like it would be a good idea to use your roots and the elements of your background, if you will, and just unleash that. Ask Kay to help you with, I guess, developing your intellect a little bit further. And I think I may have the best way to put her into a scenario where she's got to actually comply. And Gelda has an almost devious smirk on his face. Tell me, do you...
Oh gosh.
I would say your prior relations with the Guildmaster are quite friendly, right?
Yes, definitely.
Ask him at some point to get Kay to mentor you. Because she can't go against what the Guildmaster's asked her to do without it being seen as targeting. And he has a devious
Do you
smile
think
on his
that's gonna
face.
work?
It certainly should. Otherwise she could put herself at risk of punishment. She's got to help the growth of her fellow guild members after all.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, so the sketching continues. Meanwhile, inside the Hyde Manor, Simon and Mira are still playing their word jumble game. Well, I'd say that's quite the victory for, what is that, round 5, and you've kicked my butt once now? Are you sure you want to carry on doing this?
I mean, you I can't do a voice. Okay. I mean, you seem a lot better at this one than you were at Twister, so maybe it's best that I concede for tonight.
Concede, you say? Well. He smiles. Well, you see, manners of the mind over manners of the body. And he reaches forward and gently runs his hand across the side of Mira's face. You should probably wear more orange. Maybe it's me, but the sunlight seems to complement your face. And he's gently running his thumb along the side of your cheek with an affectionate smile on his face.
I could do that. Yeah. If you think it looks nice, then I can do that.
Maybe not a thing for purely because I think it looks nice, but I think that, well, considering you've changed your hair, maybe changing the outfit might help as well.
Yeah, I mean, we could totally go look for like something at some point. I mean, I know Shrek has a lot of like shopping. That'd be quite nice.
And Simon takes a moment. Might I ask something so bold?
Go on.
Perhaps I could give you some clothing advice, if you wouldn't
And-
mind.
I'm listening.
And Simon goes over to this large wardrobe, and inside you see his clothing, and there are a couple of bits of clothing that have been set aside. Might be quite forward of me to ask, but might I ask that you dress down so that you might dress into this dress?
Right here, right now?
I can turn around if you wish.
I mean, you don't have to. I don't mind.
Simon's just sitting there with a bit of an amused smile. Well, I shall prepare the dress then, but I think that you would look quite stunning in this. Maya made it myself, and he reaches into the wardrobe and pulls out this sunset orange colored dress with white accents along it, but it's not like a big flowing dress. It's actually it's quite nice and form-fitting. More in a sense of like, my brain is trying to think of how to describe the thing so it's accurate. Like it's kind of like a two-piece dress, if you will. In that it's got like almost like it's not a corset, but it kind of has like this similar sort of aesthetic to it, of like a blazer top half, and then an undershirt with like this really big poofy skirt towards the bottom of it that has a variety of reds, yellows, oranges, and some like mild blues and purples. It's kind of like a pretty much like big sunset kind of. Ow, my foot just kicked the speaker. It's got like a.
Pick your speaker.
So it's like an orange undershirt with like a kind of. It's actually made of leather, like the corset-y sort of looking thing that isn't actually a corset. I know what I'm on about. I just didn't prepare the image ahead of time, so whoops. But he helps you basically put the actual dress itself on. I guess you can't really call it a dress because it doesn't go below the knees, but it seems surprisingly well threaded, considering that the whole thing's hand sewn. And you take a moment to realize that the placement of the of this, like, I'm gonna call it like a leather blazer sort of thing. It's sleeveless. What it seems he has done is kind of find a way to give you a like combat skirt-esque thing with what looks like some sort of leather breastplating over the top of it. What do you think?
It's beautiful. You said you made it yourself.
Yes, we had a bunch of sun silk that was going to get thrown away. I've not finished it yet. It's still got a little bit of tweaking to do. The fabric on the fabric of the underskirt isn't exactly the best. And you do notice that as you like, I'm assuming you kind of lift the skirt a little bit out of curiosity. Yeah. It's got shorts underneath, so you're not just flashing him. He thought ahead for that. But where like the more bluish coloured fabric is in, it seems quite frayed together. Like some of the like threads are split a little bit, and it's a little bit messy. But I was thinking of using something along that line. After all, the orange and green, I definitely think that's a combination that works, but I might have to include a little bit more red.
Yeah, I think that would go quite well. I mean, it's just a work in progress, so you can always change things as you go.
Of course. See, I wanted to make something for you specifically, so that people could see the beauty that you are as you dominate the battlefield.
Very sweet of you. I'll make sure that when I defeat my enemies, I'll do it in style, in your memory.
He has a big smile on his face. In my memory, implying that I might have perished, but
No, because I'll always be thinking of you.
well, that's a better way of wording it. But hang on a moment. And as you're checking, checking this outfit out in the mirror, you listen to him as he's wandering off, and you kind of take a moment to appreciate how well the mixture of reds, oranges, and then the brown of the leather breastplate, and the kind of sunset frill, layers of the actual combat skirt thing itself mix quite well together. And you hear your name called, but you're not quite certain. So as you turn a little bit towards the to the right to kind of look towards where Simon might be, and then Caladon. Surprise! He has a smile on his face as he has a almost not matching, but if your outfit were to be described as sunset, he has a bluish purple, like blues, purples, and blacks for a tuxedo that I could describe as sunrise. That way. Let's just adjust your hair a little bit, and he kind of just very gently brushes your hair to the side. I will be the sunrise to your sunset. Two beautiful times of day. I'll be the start of your day if you'll be the end of mine. Sorry, I've been thinking of that line for weeks now. Sounded better in my head.
No, it actually sounds really amazing. I'd love that.
Perhaps, if you would be so kind, I would like to move past the stupidity of the courting process, and perhaps be a little bit more official, like a boyfriend-girlfriend status that I know a lot of the non-nobles do. Something is a little bit different about you.
Yeah, I mean, courting's always kind of been a bit too
Boring.
formal. Yeah, just boring. Why can't people just say that, what they're doing? So, if you're happy to do that, I'm happy as well.
And, something that I'm sure you'll be quite happy about. I had a visit.
Ooh.
Whilst you were in the library a little while ago, looking up the meaning of the word flabbergasted, which I promise you is an actual word. And
It doesn't sound like one.
He leans in a little bit closer towards your face. I had a visit from your godfather, and he's got a little personal gift set aside. So you have a teleportation crystal to get back from the estate back to your guild, so you can visit anytime.
You don't wait months on him to see you again?
And he just very slowly nods.
Ah, that's amazing. Thank God. I don't think I could last that long again.
He has a smile on his face. Perhaps I can, appropriately compensate you.
I think you should.
And as you finish that line, Simon moves in for the kiss, lip to lip. And then pulls away. Well, compensation given. Now, follow me. I have gotten so many different outfits for you to try on, because they've given me way too much excess fabric. And Simon moves away and shows you towards this walk-in wardrobe that's like attached as an ensuite to his room. Well, don't stand there and look so flustered. Come on.
I'm coming.
Oh dear. Okay, so a few hours go along. I'm gonna go back to the tavern where Alec, Penton, and Xanis are, whilst Milo and Yuzok are still imagining in the inn room, because I think Milo's probably just retired for the evening. I could be mistaken.
He has.
Milo EBs and Sleegies to sleep.
Understandable. Slip.
So,
So, smiley face. So you've definitely had a couple to drink by this point. I'd say at least half the platter is gone, and you've spent a while kind of conversing. And I'm gonna see if I can find the actual track that I'm looking for. Where is it? Come on. Where is it?
So then, right, I slipped over. Just full on arse over tit. It was the funniest thing you ever saw. It's a true story. Anyway, that's enough about me. Gonna take some. Just take the finished drinks basically and turn them upside down. Do you want to see a trick?
sure.
And Benton is going to basically teach Xanis and Alec the cup trick.
The cup drip.
The cup drip. Yeah, he's gonna start gloving it to himself, make a nice outfit. A full-on lady going or something. No, he's going to demonstrate the cup trick that he does for his con that he normally does to people.
So you start shoving off your cup trick. Oh my god! Now you've got me to start doing it. God damn it. So you're showing off these cup tricks and kind of flexing your skills.
He's also full on going to do a thing where he reveals all three are completely empty at one point, and then either go behind Alec's ear and summon a ball and go, look, it was there the whole time, like the whole full quarter in your ear shtick.
Wait, Alec has balls inside of his head?
I don't know. Let's find out.
No, they're in
Look,
my
another
they're
one.
in my
Another one.
pants.
Oh my,
No,
so many
my
balls inside your
balls are
head.
in my pants. You
But he
silly,
just-
you
but he
silly
just pulled-
goober.
He pulled a ball out from behind your ear. What?
Do you not clean your ears,
It's a
Alec?
trick. Shut up. No, you're not gonna convince me that there are things in my ears. I'm not so easily fooled.
Let's see what else is in there. It's gonna pull out a set of keys.
A set of what?
Keys, like car keys, like or house keys or whatever.
Oh my
Well, that's where I
god.
left
Very
them.
funny.
So as of this point, you know, as the evening's gone on, that very loud gentleman has still definitely been here, and you've been able to hear him from across the bar the entire time. And Xanis is just kind of wobbling a little bit, kind of swaying to the music that's being played. And there's a borderline like soft, almost angelic level of voice echoing throughout the tavern as well, as somebody is a bard that had arrived maybe like half an hour after you'd settled in is singing and keeping the entertainment alive.
What do they look like?
Yeah, are they fit?
Well,
Like I said, no booty holes.
yeah, no schmoody calls. Yeah. And Xanos sticks his
up.
tongue at you. Yeah.
Yeah, what he said.
The bard in this establishment, yeah, you can't see him at the moment because there's a crowd in front of the show stage, and it's
I
quite
am
low down.
6'8". I can just stand up.
There is also a 7'8" gentleman sitting by the bar who is blocking half of your view.
Half of it, which means I can see
Stand
the
on
other
the
half.
table. Oh, actually, you might hit the ceiling.
No, you know what's better than that? I cast fly on myself.
I feel like there's probably like a no magic thing. Like an anti-magic field in the tavern, so there's no like.
If
vicious
people
bar
start
fight
turning
without
around,
magic.
if people start turning around, I will immediately stop and then pretend.
Just planet.
For now, I'm casting fly and I'm looking.
So you start floating upwards, and it's a rabbit folk with relatively short purple hair and yellow eyes playing on a harp.
Yeah, but are they fit?
I guess passive. No, I just use passive seduction. Basically, just take seduction bonus plus 10 because it's how you do passives. Alec, what's your seduction DC for men?
I think it's 25.
Can you check for me, please?
Yes, I can. Where is it? Social?
Yeah, it'll be in social, directly underneath like tiredness levels.
25. Yes, it is 25.
Yeah, you would definitely find this man attractive.
Okay, I'll stop floating.
So, what does he look like? Sounds very.
It's pretty fit.
It's alright, I spoke over you. Say it again.
I didn't get that. Huh?
I said, so what does he look like?
Yeah, Alec tells you what he looks like, and he goes, "Yeah, he's pretty fit."
So Alec describes to you describes to you a yellow-eyed, purple-haired rabbit folk bard who is playing a harp.
I thought that voice sounded familiar. Is it Leon by any chance?
Would you like to
Jesus, how many
start
drinks do
floating
I had?
upwards? Would
Is
you
it Leon?
It is in
I
fact
ring.
Leon.
Why didn't you just tell me it was Leon? You've met him before.
Yeah, I don't know. Damn.
I
I think
think
that's
he's
a nice
pretty good
voice.
looking. And Xanis just has a smile on his face. I mean,
What did he say?
I think he looks pretty alright.
We're not denying that, but
And,
I think he's taken, isn't he? He is.
I mean, yeah. I think it's with Thruck. And let me tell you, he keeps looking at Yuzok like they're rivals or something. It's really funny.
Do they know each other? What?
speaking of Yuzok, I think this is as good a time as any. I am very sorry about that whole outing you thing. I did not know it was not out in the open yet.
Xanis
Cross
just
my
rolls
heart.
his eyes. Yeah, and I'm sure you've probably been eyeing up Mr. Big Rabbit Man with the horns over there. And he points to the very large, noisy gentleman at the bar.
Well, you two are very late to that station.
Really?
Oh,
Why don't
sorry,
you
the
go-
bar. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the one.
Why don't you go and be Mr. Charisma then? Mr. Look at them in the relationship. And Xanis is clearly trying to put on the tone to mock you, but he's also slurring a little bit, so it just sounds really silly. Like, he's clearly trying to put the effort in, but his brain is just not cohesively connecting things together quick enough.
Nah, I'm having a good time. Alright, Alec, next story's on you. What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever said to someone you're trying to pick up?
Xanis just looks to Penton. You can't just ask somebody that. Alec, you don't have to answer him if you don't want to.
I'll say mine, if that helps.
Go ahead. Why not?
When I first started, I had literally no game whatsoever. I saw this beautiful woman at the bar, I threw up all over and immediately passed out. I didn't even get to say a single word.
Xanis just starts full-blown cackling at you.
It just shows how far I've come. Now you, and he points at Alec.
Ooh, I don't know if this really counts, but when Catherine confessed to me, I said, "Ooh, why?"
Ooh, why?
Yeah, she was like, "I really like you," and I said, "Why?"
Oh, you poor thing. I mean, you're pretty good looking, I'm not gonna lie. You should be more confident in yourself. Penton is very drunk at this point, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Penton. You're not bad either. And I pat him on the back.
Anyway, he's up for a game of cards.
Anyway.
And he's gonna pull out his... Would it be his super duper sharp battle cards, or would it be just... I think he probably has a set of cards on him the whole time.
I would assume it's not.
Yeah, we don't want to injure ourselves playing cards.
Yeah, so you start playing cards. And as you're playing, Xanis looks over to Penton. Hey, you should go and tell the loud guy over there to tone it down. And he points to the same person he was mocking you for eyeing up.
Why?
Because he's loud. And also, you like tall guys, don't you? That seems like your thing.
A lot of things are my things, Alice.
Well, yeah. I mean, desperation is a part of your flirtation, so.
I mean, if I do say anything, I will mention specifically that you are requesting him to be quiet.
I mean, sure, you dropped me in shit once. You could take one for the team. Because he is being loud.
Is he still just sitting over there on his own?
He is, in fact, sitting there on his own, being very loud.
What about? What's he shouting about?
Kind of hollering at the bard. And just
Positive things? Negative things?
positive things. He is wearing... Right, do you want me to do you want to take a perception check? I'll give you disadvantage because you're definitely intoxicated by this point.
Yeah, okay.
Roll me a perception check, please.
Shit, what his perception is.
I mean, you do have no wisdom. That is kind of charismatic, but not very smart and not very wise. So you try to look it up. Yeah, but you roll this.
That is an 8.
Okay. So you can pick up general details. He seems to be wearing a lot of white. He's got horns that are sticking up and red hair. But you can't really make too much out in terms of defining details.
He's gonna get up and reluctantly walk over.
This large man, still sitting at his chair, has not bothered looking in your direction, or at least is too busy looking at Bard to really pay much attention to you being there.
Phantom will lean in and say, "It's quite the voice, eh?"
This man slowly turns his head towards you. Aye. What's it to you, lad?
No, I've known him personally for quite a while, and I didn't know he could sing quite that well. It's been a while since we interacted.
You don't say.
So what brings you here, anyway? I'm Penton, by the way. Nice to meet you. And he's gonna stick his hand out and very poorly attempt to point it in the vague direction of a handshake.
He kind of chuckles at you. Well, lad, my name's Norlin. Pleasure to meet you. Say, you look a wee bit drunk.
I am a wee bit drunk.
Ugh. Well, I ain't here for easy pickups. You're not getting anything from me, lad.
I'm in a communal room tonight, so I am on my best behaviour, so you and anybody else in this room is safe. However, what I actually came over here to do was to ask you very politely to be a wee bit quieter, because Foxboy over there is becoming slightly irate.
Well, that's a wee bit unfortunate for you, isn't it, lad?
Yep.
Oi! Fuck off! And this man gives the middle finger to Xanis from across the room. Nothing personal to you, lad, but you're in a public establishment. It's kind of gonna happen regardless. You could take it back to your room if you're not in the mood to deal with loud people. I mean, look at that man over there, Mr. Hyena Folk in the corner, having an absolute whale of a time. And he points over to the very heavily intoxicated Throck, who is hollering out incredibly suggestive and explicit comments regarding Leon's physique and musical skill. You see? But if I'm being a bit too loud for you, you're more than welcome to go back to your room. Unless you want to fight.
Too loud for me. I didn't say it being too loud for me. I'm just relaying a message.
Well, that's unfortunate for you.
Yeah.
else do
You
you
have a
want?
nice night. And
You
he's
too.
gonna nearly fall over as he stumbles away.
And the man shakes his head, and at this point, you get back to the table, and it's just Alec at the table now. As Xanis has basically explained to Alec before Penton's come back that he's going back to the room.
I mean, in Pendant's defense, he did say exactly what he was going to do, so. Right. I think that's the last order, Alec. Let's pack up our stuff and
Yeah.
get back before I reintroduce you to the fruits and veg and whatever the hell we ate. I can't even remember. Bye-bye, strange loud man. I'm just gonna saunter out the room.
And
Very drunk.
as you say that, and I'm assuming the two of you are leaving,
Mhm.
Penton, as you say that, you hear, "Fuck off! Respectfully, lad!"
Fuck you too. Bye-bye now. Anyways.
And you hear
I'm gonna blow him a kiss and then wave and then leave.
And in response to that, you have a bright light flashed in your eyes
Ow.
as you are casually slapped with D3.
Rah.
And yeah, you get back to the room, and Xanis ends up. I just want to, before the two lads re-enter the room, Milo, you hear this very loud noise that wakes you up.
No. Yeah. How badly does this noise make me jump?
Not enough to make you leap up, but it's enough to make you think that maybe if you leaned your sniper rifle up against the wall, like the same kind of level of noise that it might make if it fell over at any point.
I suppose I roll over to look at what the fuck just made that noise.
And as you roll over to look, you see Xanis starfished on the floor
Oh my.
with his face towards the ceiling.
Milo's gonna get up and wander over.
Hi.
Oh, pardon me. Hello, Xanis.
Milo.
No.
Yes.
Do you need help getting into a bed?
I need help with a lot of things. But yeah.
Especially mentally.
Yeah. And he throws his hands up as he goes, yeah.
Well, come on. Let's get you into bed.
And he holds on to Milo. And as you help him help him lay down in the bed, Yuzok, Yuzok is snoring his ass off. And you watch as Xanis rolls over, grabs like a ball of cloth that you're assuming is probably just like a spare pillowcase, and Xanis throws it. And it lands in Yuzok's mouth as that's a nat 20.
Oh, does he start choking? Is the last question.
No, fortunately enough, it lands in his mouth, it wakes him up a little bit, and he kind of rolls onto his other side and stops snoring, almost going immediately back into sleep. He's loud.
Mm-hmm. Well, get some shut-eye, Xanis.
Okay. And as Xanis kind of settles down, I'm gonna roll for this. I'm sure. And you
Oh no.
hear something hit the door, and you
Oh
can hear
no.
outside the door some mildly concerned like dialogue coming from Alec.
It's
But
just
it's not
he's
loud
blinded
enough.
so he can't see and has walked into the
It's
door.
not loud. It's not loud enough for you to be able to hear it, but you kind of gather it's something along the lines of general concern for somebody. The door
I'm
opens
gonna-
and Penton just basically falls into the door, or in through via the door.
I made it, Ma! Ah.
For context, the only reason that door didn't open was because it was a pull door, not push door.
Door's
Oh
tricky.
no.
You okay, Alec?
Did you just call me Ma?
Oh, hello. I didn't know you were here.
Okay. Am I okay?
What?
Question, actually. Am I
Yeah,
still?
you're the one who
walking?
opened the door. Penton
Oh,
was the
good.
one that walked into the door.
No, I did not call you mother. I'm being a goof. It's what I do.
Are you gonna... You don't need help getting into bed, do you?
No, I'll sober up in a few hours and I'll crawl in myself. It's fine.
He needs help.
I might need your help making sure I don't puke and choke on my own vomit and die. So,
Sleep on your side.
save me, medic man.
Oh god. Oh my god. Looks like I'm freaking staying up.
You hear a very light knock on the door, as if I'm assuming Alex probably stepped in and closed it behind him at this point.
Yeah, probably sitting in bed, just about to lay my head down.
You hear a very light tapping at the door.
Milo just gives a Penton a quick once over. Gives a Penton a quick once over. Yes, English is my strong suit, definitely.
I'll get the door, I guess.
It's just a quick once over before getting the door.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking for the specific ability, but yeah,
It's okay, I can.
specialist medical care. It's just basically a quick once over, and I can check on everyone.
Smiley face. Okay.
Blood
So,
alcohol.
yeah, it seems like Penton's gonna be fine. He's just a little bit intoxicated. Alec seems alright. He's like kind of leaning forward, like he's gonna go and get the door. But you end up getting there first, Milo. As you just take a brief. It's basically a brief look, literally a brief look. You open the door, and it's Leon.
Oh,
Hello.
hello. Don't mind the collapse, Penton.
It's fine. I've just had to keel haul Throck up the stairs.
Oh, that doesn't sound pleasant.
No, it's surprising when you have an almost behemoth weight of a man to carry up about, what, twice your height's worth of stairs? And don't even get me started on the guy he was trying to hit on. Oh, God.
Oh no.
Anyway, are the rest of your companions back in the room, alright?
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Hi, Leon. I'm gonna wave it.
Hi, how are you? You're not too. You didn't end up angering the big man downstairs earlier, did you?
I think I did. I think he blinded me, but I can see.
Okay.
Oh, pardon me, sorry.
And as Leon is speaking, you can hear the very loud you hear this very loud voice shouting from downstairs, and it's, "Come on, lad, encore! God damn it!" And Leon just shakes his head. Seems like one of the patrons has gotten a little bit too excited. He was explaining to me he's going on a mission in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh.
Yeah, something to do with an island, Honeymill.
Oh, a honeymill.
Something-
Yeah, that's on 12 Gate.
Yeah, something to do with the pewter smith there. I don't know.
Oh, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Okay. Well, I'll have to ask you to bear with. try and put Throck into a double bed. But this man,
Okay.
he is twice my. He is like at least 2 or 3 times my weight in just muscle.
Do you not want help?
No,
I don't think any of us can help.
it's fine.
Except
Best,
Danis, but he's on the floor.
He's in bed.
He's in bed.
He's in the bed now. Oh, that's so good.
Anyway, I will be ending out the session there with the drinking crew have returned back. You have good old Mira's having a time with Simon trying on clothing and probably going to sleep soon. And then Alice, Gelda, and Kay in the guest room. So yeah, see you next session.
Bye.
Bye.